It was the easiest way just to find an apartment to live here in Bergen. I asked to the guy who was here the last year, and he told me that in Fantov was quite a nice atmosphere, a nice environment.
When I came here, my department, they booked the apartment here. It's very convenient compared to the other places, and you don't worry about anything like the internet, everything. You have everything in your home.
Actually, when I came here, it was the first place I found. It was very easy to find a place here after the summer. And afterwards, I just found it very nice, and I just like the life here. It's very easy, it's comfortable, you can meet people from all over the world, so it's easy to live here.
Being accepted at the Center for International Health, they also sent me the offer to live in Fantov. I had a look around with the internet concerning other places, but they were really expensive, and here everything was kind of organized.
Simply all Erasmus students are sent here. I mean, there would be another way, but you know, when you first come here, you don't know the things, the surroundings. I think you just accept it, and it's a nice place after all. So.
I didn't know Bergen before, and yeah, it was an offer from the Erasmus exchange program, and yeah, so that was the easiest way to get an accommodation here.
I choose Fantov because, you know, it's like full of party and really relaxed place and so on. So I thought I would have like lots of fun here. I had like 3 options. I had Fantov. I also had a residence in Haukeland in the hospital and another residence down there. But I think that those residences are more for like students who study there, because there's the hospital around there, so it's very easy for them just to go down to the hospital or the university. When I came here, discovered Fantov and so on, I decided that I wanted to have 1 year of relax and party, and then maybe I would move to a city center. In all the building there are 18 floors, and you can only reach the 17th with the elevator. So then you have to go up if you live in the 18th floor.
It was just by luck. I asked, and the place where I was making my training, they say, okay, we have agreements with this place, so, and I liked it. And also the thing that I think if you have a car, then it's very convenient to travel around. Because the only bad thing with Fantov, I think, is it's a bit far away from the city. But you have very good facilities. You have internet. You have it's quite cheap too. I mean, for economic reason, I think facilities is very nice.
Well, I lived in the city and in another place for a while, but I think it's the best place for me personally, because there's a really quick internet line here. That's the #1 reason for living in Fantov.
The best for me is that you can meet people from all over the world almost every day. And this is very important for me because you can learn from the culture, different cultures, and you can learn to understand and tolerate people in a different way.
The social environment, just because it's so interesting that you get to know so many people from so many countries. And the big kitchens are nice, of course, and you're never alone in a way, you know, this is your family for a few months. That's very, well, enriching, you know.
There are like 8 people sharing this kitchen. So I mean, normally if you come in the afternoon or in the evening, there's always at least one person, and sometimes in the morning too. But now it's like very early, so they are like working or studying. If you manage to make enough rules and have it perfectly control what everybody's doing and everything, I think the kitchen goes pretty well. In fact, here we have rules on there. You can see them, kitchen rules. So it's like if it's very, very strict what every person has to do, I think it goes pretty well.
Well, the bad things, yeah, when you want to go out at night, it's pretty difficult to get back later than 1 because there are the night buses or taxi, but that's of course more expensive. And else, well, the walls are just too thin, you know. It's too loud at night, I feel, and unfortunately, I mean, most people are very nice, but some are a bit rude, I think, and turn the music on too loud also at night time.
It's really noisy here, really noisy. So a lot of parties, a lot of kitchen parties, and yeah. So, but it's okay. It's on most time. It's at the weekend.
At some points, yeah, I got a bit fed up with the feeling of Fantov, with people partying all the time. But no, I'm not very often in Fantov. I just go back late after work, and I'm doing a lot of sport. So I'm always coming back very late. So when I'm home, I'm just watching movies.
We have to accept as well that here in Fantov, if you are not doing different things all the time, like going to gym, watching movies, going so often downtown, you can fall down kind of routine, boring routine.
I try to be active, but yeah, it's about the money. It's so expensive. All the things are so expensive. So
I'm going to buy the bread here. I mean, it's the closest supermarket. I just need to walk like 30 meters. The problem is that this supermarket, it's like really expensive. I think it's one of the most expensive ones in Norway. But the bread is not that expensive anyway here. So it's worth to just come by and buy the bread instead of going to the city center.
I chose it because I was pretty late in trying to get a place for an Erasmus semester, and there was this one place left for Bergen, so this is why, but it was a very good choice. It's nice and small, and you get to know it very quickly, you know, so you find your way everywhere, and it combines both culture and nature in a way, because when you just drive some kilometers you feel like you're outside, you're in the nature or something. So yeah, I mean, it rains a lot, but you get used to that.
Actually, I really like it. I start to enjoy it more and more. I start to get used to the rain and almost like it. So I don't know. I think Bergen is very nice because you are close to the nature. Inside the nature, you have the sea, you have the mountains. You can do so many things. And every time you have the sun, like today, it was a wonderful day.
Bergen has its charm. It's a nice and relaxed place to live and work. Everything has its own pace, and it seems to me you don't ever have to run anywhere if you like a bit outdoors activities, or if you like to look at the rain from inside, you will have a good time here. It's a nice place.
Because of the university, for my studying program for biology, it's a very good faculty.
Yeah, Bergen, it's very cool and calm, but only the problem is it rains a lot. Well, of course, I'm from India and Kerala. We also have a lot of rains, but only in the monsoon season. But here, sometimes it's every day, it's raining, so I feel like a bit depressed. But it's okay, I like Bergen. We don't have crazy traffic like India. It's very cool.
I find Bergen a very cozy city. It's very nice. It's sweet, but at the same time, it has a lot of disadvantages. The first one is the weather. The rainy weather for me is kind of crazy, and the people are not very friendly, and they are very cold.
Most of the people working with me is Norwegian, and also I have some friends in Fantoft, Norwegians, and in Centrum, in traffic school, and also in some club. I met some Norwegians, and yeah, all are very nice and very friendly, actually.
I mean, I have the chance to work in a place, so like for my PhD, so there's a lot of Norwegians there. I also know some friends some Norwegian friends beside that. Yeah, I know a couple of them, and they are very nice and very friendly, and they are a bit hard at the beginning to start the contact. And I think also the thing that if you come for very short moments, they might not make the effort to know you because they know that you are leaving soon. But if they know that you are here for a longer period, then they might be more open and aware to discuss.
No, not many, because here in Fantoft there aren't living, but yeah, here are no Norwegian people. They all lived in the city, and I only knew a few who are in my courses at the university.
Just from my studies. So I have some Norwegians in my courses, and of course the professors, most of the professors are Norwegian, but well, that's another thing in Fantoft. There are so many foreigners that you hang around foreigners most of the time. So it would be nice to get to know some more Norwegians.
Because most of the courses are given in Norwegian, international students end up together. So that, in a way, spare them the possibility to be with the Norwegian students, which is a little bit sad, given the opportunity that students have to mingle and exchange more friendship and interest with to integrate a little bit in Norwegian society.
I got to know some the first time I stayed here, and also second time, and this time, well, I haven't really made new Norwegian friendships this time, but yeah, the Norwegian people aren't so easy to deal with, maybe. They're all pretty friendly when you ask them something, but I think it's pretty difficult to make real close friendships. That takes a lot of time. But yeah, there are some really nice and cute friends I've got now. Yeah, sometimes I feel it makes it easier that I do speak Norwegian, but still, this doesn't change the way the Norwegians sometimes behave towards strangers.
I speak few Norwegian just to go to supermarket and just to pay something, just to buy something. Just if you are going to a bar, just to ask for a drink, something like that. Yeah, the basic things, just the basic things. Just for I thought that it was a lack of respect if I was not going to that course.
2 words. I can say good morning and I can say thank you. And that's it. I mean, here everybody speaks English, so it's quite hard if you have to study a lot. It's quite hard to study also Norwegian.
They feel, I think here in the university, when they come to classes, they feel okay. But I don't see any problems, and I see very good friendships, or at least camaraderie in the corridors. But I think it's unfortunate, as I said, that they end up in courses where most of the students are not Norwegians. So they live in a way separate lives. Also, the majority of the Norwegian students begin in Fantov, and a year after or a semester after, when they know the city, they very fast find a place to live in here in town. So Fantov becomes, in a way, a little ghetto for international students.
Yeah, well, there's about 90 nations represented in Fantov, so yes, lots of international students. They seem not to move that much in town, though. I don't know. They stay here most of the time.
International students?
Yeah, so I think maybe for them, they would have a better experience if the SIB or the university, whoever receives them, spread them a bit around instead of putting them all in the same place. But for me, as more a Norwegian student, I'm learning a lot. I'm having an interesting experience from all these people from around the world.
Three of us do. También quiero pegar los platos.
Ay, Dios mío.
El boxer antiguo el que tenía huecos.
Ah, ¿y por qué?
Bueno.
¿Para qué? No sé.
Va a mostrarlo.
¿Va a mostrar qué es lo que usted usa?
Es como la bandera de Jamaica o algo así. Who's the owner of this chocolate? I thought it was yours. It is now. Oh. Eat it anyway.
Eso es tuyo, Ricardo.
There's many different things, advantage and disadvantage as well. But I think the main advantage that I felt and strongly feel when I came in Norway is that even though I was just a trainee, I got a lot of responsibility in and people trust and give me the chance to show that I was able to do something. And it looks like a bit like everything is easy and people give you the chance and trust you. And that's very hard in France actually to do that, because if you are just a young and you're without experience and you have no chance to do anything. And I think it's nice that this country is very open for that. And of course, as French, I had some trouble with food, and I guess, but yeah, you can find good things everywhere, and you just have to put the price for it.
I miss the way of going out back home, because here when I buy a beer I have to think about it 3 times, you know. At home I just go into the pub and buy my beer, I don't think about it. And I miss good wine.
The spicy food, of course. Then we have a lot of festival in our place, so I miss a lot of festival and big marriage functions.
Almost anything, just my family. So, almost anything.
What I miss? My friends.